Well, I have been bouncing on the heels of my feet, or actually on my toes a little bit this morning, with excitement to talk to you for a few minutes at the end of this Mass and to others this morning about our future. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be able to be the pastor of a parish that's alive. We're growing. I look around this Mass today, and I'm kind of amazed that I am in the minority. I have white hair and less hair than most of you, which is a good sign, isn't it? Because in most parts of our country, the church is not in ascendancy, but it is descending. In essence, it's becoming smaller. But here in South Carolina and in Columbia, we're facing something good, a new challenge, a way of looking down the road, because in the next 14 years, this area is slated to grow between 28 and 35%. Think about it. That's a lot of people. They're coming from the north and the south. Coming from South America and we won't say all those high-tax states. People are coming here for jobs, for the sun, for retirement, and for new life and possibilities. If you look around this morning, I want you to see what I see, because I sit and look at all of you. And we have a very unusual parish in that the average age of our parish is 36. You go up north. I'm from the north. I didn't come here for that reason. But it's probably 45. That's the average age of a parish in this country, or higher. Maybe 50 or 60 in many places. What does that mean? That we're a parish of hope and opportunity, that people want to come here. Look at this beautiful edifice. Feel the pews you're sitting in. They're nice and hard, but the kneelers are soft. Vast improvement, right? I can't wait for the bishop to see the beautiful floor here, the organ, and look at these pews tonight and see where our parish is. You know, last summer we took a bit of a risk. We'd already paid a third of having these pews, and I had to finish it. The project was online, and if we were going to be close, it seemed only smart to finish the floors. Why have to do that later? And the organ was going to be shut down for 3 months. We spent $560,000. I was a little bit nervous. I acted in faith, but I was a little nervous. I think that's reasonable. Why? Because we were locked down. It was COVID. We weren't sure how many were going to come back. And yet the Lord blessed St. Peter's. Why? 600 new people joined our parish last year. I can't figure it out. I'm still trying to call them all. It might be you I haven't called yet. It's kind of a miracle. Now maybe they're all watching. Good morning. Listen, don't hang up. But I think people came here, maybe some of you are among them, because you liked what you saw, you felt Christ in this community, and you were challenged to grow in your faith. That's what a good parish should do. You know, the church doesn't tell me, oh, this is how you determine what a healthy parish is, but I'm learning, and I think we're there. But we have a challenge or two in our parish, don't we? If we look around, if you'd been here before COVID, you would know that often we are overwhelmed. We don't have the space. We didn't have the means and the opportunity for people to gather as they ought in classes and in activities because we were simply oversubscribed. Our building, while beautiful, Neglia Hall, etc., did not provide the space, especially for children, to gather. You don't want a kid playing basketball or hitting a soccer ball or whatever in Neglia Hall. It's beautiful. It's not intended for that purpose. And so working with our finance committee, working with our parish council, talking to many others in this parish, we came up with a new vision. And you might have seen the beautiful pictures as you came in with blueprints. Look very carefully on your way out. But the parish has come together to present to you a vision of hope and opportunity that will help us continue to meet that necessary challenge of growth. 28% Richland County, 35% Lexington across the river, but perhaps more coming to St. Peter's. And so we need your help. I'm excited today to speak to you. Most priests shy away from asking for money. It's not my first goal in life, but it's a necessary responsibility. It's a good responsibility because today I come to you to tell you that we have a vision that will require at least $5.3 million. You may say, Father, that's a lot of money. Sure, it's a lot of money. But you know, many of your parishioners sitting around you today, and I could point them out, but I don't seek to embarrass them, have come on board. And they are supporting this goal, and they have already pledged nearly $3.6 million, of which $2 million is in the bank. And that means pretty soon we can go forward. But now I'm coming to all of you to ask you to be engaged. You know, a lot of times we leave the heavy lifting to a few and we sit back and relax knowing that someone else is going to do our job. It is the job of every parishioner here to support the ministry of the parish. I hate to say it, but we're not all that different from many parishes in which, 25, 35% give and 65% benefit. Today, I want everyone to be involved. I want every parishioner in some way, somehow, some form to support this great capital campaign. Frankly, if everybody came on board, if we had 100%, even 90% involvement, we'd far exceed our goal. We'd be able to do all that we initially set out to accomplish. What are we going to accomplish? We're going to build a building adjacent to our school that will have a ground floor opportunity and space of 3,033 square feet. That's bigger than most of your homes. If you have a bigger home than that, you can give us a little extra. It will have 4 classrooms upstairs. Now, we have some people. Jimmy Milling, would you stand up for just a second? Jimmy Milling's been in our adult education class. He's a Vietnam veteran, and he's not a small man. He sits sometimes in a 4th grade chair or even a smaller one to go to adult ed. If we can fit adult ed on the night he wishes to come. Thank you, Jimmy. We'll have space dedicated for adults finally in this program. What I really want to accomplish in this goal, this plan, this addition, is to enable our school to be the first of its kind in the state of South Carolina to be able to provide child care. Now, you might think, well, what is that to me? We're a growing parish. We're a young parish. People are having babies. I heard them this morning. That's a good sign. When the church is totally silent, you're in a monastery. And they're not getting many guys anymore. But because we're alive, we could really help people in our parish by giving them a place to send their children safely. Because parents, many of you have to work. It's just a reality of life, isn't it? And I was envisioning this with our people. If we could provide for that, we'd have an inflow of children into our school. Right now, where do they go? The Baptist church, the Methodist church, the Presbyterian church. The Catholics don't do anything. Why not? We have the schools, but we don't provide for the younger children. We don't have that opportunity for them to be in a safe environment and begin to pray and have that opportunity to then go on to go to a school that provides so wonderfully for them. So we hope to make some modifications, add some sprinkler systems to the school, bring it up to code. But again, provide for a growing parish and all the activities we need to have, we should have, we do have. We used to put 55 children, don't tell the fire department, in that little room downstairs with beanbag chairs. Yeah, you felt really close, but in COVID you can't be that close. We'll be re-emerging with that program very soon with new leadership. I'm very excited about it. But isn't it wonderful when you look around and realize people are coming back to church? I saw a few faces I hadn't seen in a year today. And it gave me hope that from the catacombs, you'll be back here soon. 21% nearly in the state have had the shot. We're in a fairly safe environment. This is the lowest, one of the lower rates in the state for COVID. And we're doing well. So today, I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be sending you a letter this week. I know you love to get letters from the pastor. And in that letter, I'm going to be asking you to pray, to think, and to ponder how you will come on board. Some of you, I may have asked for a lot of money. Most of those, they've already gotten those letters. We've already met and talked. You may say, oh, he's asking for a lot. I am giving a year's salary to this. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not doing. I don't expect you to give a year's salary. But I want you to give. it is something of hope. It's our future. It's our potential. So I want you to go home this week when you get that letter. I want you to pray enthusiastically, what can I do to support the future of this parish and Catholicism here in the city of Columbia? And then when you get that letter, fill out a form that says, I'm going to come on board. I'm going to be a part of this great endeavor to enable us to have the capacity and the space to provide for the opportunities that people need to encounter Jesus Christ. There'll be a pledge form. I hope you'll fill it out and give. You know, this is an interesting parish. We never come to you and ask you to pledge every year. Maybe we should, because that would mean you'd have to think about what you're giving. You'd have to intentionally give. It's a good thing. It's an important thing. But I want to do it for this campaign. We're about 7 or 8% now of those who've already given in this parish. Can you imagine what we would look like as a parish if we all came on board? If we all supported and participated in this great endeavor? I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful, because we're not looking at a church in decline. We're looking at a future of hope. There are a lot of challenges out there. I told you before, my vision has become a little smaller. I don't worry about what's happening outside of Columbia and outside of my parish. This is my responsibility. You are my responsibility, and it is our responsibility to be ready for the future. So please, be with me. Be with your fellow parishioners already on board, already supportive. Pray and give generously. You know, remember, when we started, this parish started 200 years ago. It was started by the lowest level of society. Indentured servants, people who came to build a canal, often died and had their bodies thrown into that stone wall that they were building. Did indentured servants have money? No. But they still gave to build a church in 1824. And then gave again in 1917. I'm asking you to be them today, to help us, to be in place of future and hope and of faith.